The caption of the broadcast, the description of the broadcast, like it, share it, invite your friends and your not so friendly friends. Just tell them that Mayegun today and leave the rest to me. So if you have done that already, I will say a big thank you to you as always. So tonight, we will be dealing with the latest stunt from the stable of from the stable of Kolu and the agenda of the Ronukus in which you should be aware of. But before I delve fully into it, before we get down for real, for the sake of the innocent, because we do have innocent people who have no idea the mountain of demons that they are actually dealing with, or how sort of like evil and formidable, right, this group of career criminals that they are dealing with. So somehow, innocently, they still feel like they could be given a benefit of the doubt. You do have, I don't know, maybe I should give us the idea of, or the categorization of the Nigerians who have either intentionally enabled these rogues, others who have ignorantly enabled these rogues, then another set who have innocently enabled these rogues. And then, of course, those of us who have seen the light and we are now called the rebels, the ones who are calling for an end to this madness. So because of the innocent ones now, all right, I don't know what you know about Nigeria. And I don't know how long or how recent you have started following Mayegun. In order for you to understand that here is not a place where we advocate for, any form of toxicity. Therefore, you can say, oh, they are just negative people. At least this, because that's some of your line. I'm talking to the innocent ones now. I'm not talking to those of you who are deliberately obtuse and intentionally, right, enabling these rogues. You know what you are doing. So I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to this innocent one. There may not be many in this audience, okay? But it's important that we sort of clear that. What we do on Mayegun's Diary Political in a very simpler sort of like explanation is politics is not a game. Politics is not Arsenal versus Manchester United. Politics is a game of, it's actually like a life and death form of like a decision. So when you now see those who play politics, they are called politicians. Now, when you allow criminal politicians to be in charge of your politics, forming governments in your system, they have succeeded. In the case of Nigeria, they've succeeded in building and sustaining, right, a corrupt system that has now become like a threat to the life of everyone, including yours. That possibly think, oh, maybe this place, they are just negative. They don't see anything good about Nigeria. No, don't get it wrong. What we do here is, for every one of you who have your reasons why you support those of them that you defend, and those of you who have reasons why you oppose everything about that place, right? On Mayegun's Diary Political, this is where you are going to get the clarity, so that you will understand the importance of politics and how much of your political system have been hijacked by criminals. And the only thing they can, of course, offer you, right, is what you are currently being offered. Being offered. Incompetent, corrupt set of leadership. Now, when you now understand the importance of politics, and then you begin to scrutinize the characters of your politicians, Now you are going to win two things. Okay. Number one, you are going to stop lying to yourself or blame yourself or look for who to blame for why Nigeria is not working. You're going to see them in picture. Number two, you are also going to understand how their actions and their inactions actually affects you, whether you are living in Nigeria or you are living outside Nigeria. Mayegun's diary political makes you understand, right, the people behind the rot, what they are doing, and how what they are doing affects you. Now, whether you are supporting them or you are not supporting them, everybody is a victim. So you just need to understand how this affects you. Now, the moment you understand, the first thing you are going to clear up your mind is that Nigeria can be saved, not by these characters, but if Nigeria is to be saved, or let me say those who are inside Nigeria to be saved, everything you don't understand that is wrong, right? And you want to correct them, you are going to end up on our side. Those of us who used to be pro-Nigeria too, those of us who felt like, no matter what the system is, get involved, be involved in it. You know what? Stop complaining. Get yourself in. You need to be inside, blah, 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 blah. But they have built a sustained the system, right, that will rather turn you into them. So we decided that there is a solution that has never been tried before. After knowing what you know and knowing the people behind all of this. So if you are given an option to continue to push one Nigeria in this entire chaos, when some of you want Nigeria to work, like there are some of you innocently who actually want Nigeria to work. Everybody will tell you that they want Nigeria to work, but it's not everybody that wants it to work. So what is going on in Nigeria right now is intentional. It is deliberate. It is systemic. Do you understand that now? So as many of you are saying you are innocently wanting Nigeria to work. So the moment you understand that it is by design, that it is like this, and these are the people behind it, then you are going to agree with us that the entire system should go. Because once the entire system that continues to produce these roads is no longer in existence, right, there will be nothing, number one, to continue to produce them or to sustain them anymore, right? So they will fizzle out. Then you can now put in place a system that is people-oriented, the ones that everybody actually agrees to. That's just the message. So when we see them lie, for example, when they lie about something like electricity, which they have lied again and again and again, and it is the same way. They come with, oh, don't worry, it's going to be different this time around. In fact, we have roadmap to 24 hours electricity, blah, 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 blah. And at the end of the day, they give you darkness. Nobody is held responsible. All the stolen money, nobody is held responsible. So he plays himself again and again, and you get the same result again and again and again. Because some of you still wishes to give them benefit of the doubt, because the only available solution is too extreme. Well, about people will die. That thing that you are talking, oh my, easy. See, people will die. But people are dying now. Not with any single acknowledgement. People are pretending that since they are not dead yet, or any member of their family is not a victim yet, maybe it's not that bad. Maybe all these guys, it's just because they don't like Nigeria. I don't know why they hate their country. People used to say that to me. I don't know why you just don't say anything good about your country. It's not me. It's the action of these roads. When they tell you that they are demarketing Nigeria, what they are practically saying is that those who are giving them loans, all those criminally put together or criminally put together, conditions that continue to impoverish millions of people. It's projected. So you can't lie to change bad thing to good. That is the point. If Tinubu, for example, on record, like with evidence, that in the last 2 years, they have started not refurbish all this fraud they are doing with your refinery, but they have started the construction of this source of energy, that source of energy, and it will be completed in 2025. 2028. And everybody looks at that entire project and are like, man, this one makes sense. So when they finish it, they will be able to generate more than 20,000 megawatts. Something that you know that once it is done, the impact is going to be felt so massively. Do you understand? There's no amount of I don't like him that will change that if he's doing something like that. They lied to you about student loan. They lied to you about local government autonomy. They lied to what other lie have they not told you? They lied to you that they have defeated Boko Haram or defeated these terrorists when they have not. I mean, you can see the recent developments, the latest developments. The economy that everyone is actually feeling the brunt of. These guys around Tinubu continue to push lies. Now, their latest one is this IMF World Bank lie. Why do they need to lie? Why do they have to lie? Because they've got nothing concrete, nothing life-changing in their policy that you can say give time, which is what they are telling you. Nothing. World Bank said, with what you have in Nigeria, accurately predicted or projected any, with the situation you have in that contraption, unable to actually grow your own food, store your own food, insecurity left, right, and center, with with this systemic corruption, and all of that is so endemic, by the way. More of you are going to fall into poverty. Do you even need a soothsayer to tell you that? So Tinubu and his gang, they said they are cultivating 1 million acre of farm in northern Nigeria to boost food production in Nigeria. Up to this moment, we no see blood, we no see water. Areje, Aromiara. They've said this since November 2023. This is May 1st, 2025. So you see, when they keep rolling out this, like it won't change anything per se, right? So they came out with a lie, and then people bust them. And what was that lie? In 2015, Nigeria economy and the rate at which it was growing, right, was actually rated the fastest growing economies. Sorry. In fact, it was rated the third fastest growing economy in the world. They rated Nigeria with China. Nigeria was growing annually at the rate of 7.5%. That was massive. It wasn't totally effective. But at least all of you can look back today and say, man, now you understand that now statistics you go chop. For real, now statistics everybody go chop, because statistics is very stubborn. Very stubborn. You know, feel change jam, you know, feel like for jam or anything. No. People will feel it. Do you understand? You can't fake it. So Tinubu and his gang, starting with Buhari, they took Nigeria economy from the third fastest growing economy in the world 10 years ago to 37th growing economy in the world, projected to have 3% annual growth. That may never happen. And if it does by any means happen, right, you will of course know where the wealth and whose hands the wealth will end up in, right? Kolu and his gang. But why would you go and edit? Like they designed a graph. They now put Nigeria in number 4. Yeah? They put Nigeria in number 4. Meanwhile, the original, what do you call it? The original projection by IMF for all countries, all countries in the world, including the West, last night, now appeared on their website. You understand? So which means everyone now have that projection. Indeed, they put it there like 3%, of course. But the 3% by their rating, and other countries who are also rated in 3%, 4%, 5% like that. Yeah. Nigeria is in number 37. So why would you go and edit that? Because they needed to push and tell people that, I don't know, I think I've said that many times on this platform, and I will continue to remind you that they will feed you with propaganda so much that sometimes some of you would have to ask yourself and say, wait, are this guy talking about this Nigeria, the one that I'm inside right now, or another Nigeria? Because they will be describing a Nigeria that only exists in the imagination of the Ronukus, while everyone is subjected, right, to the consequences of this terrible, incompetent, corrupt, illegitimate regime. Everyone, nobody is spared. You know that already. Everyone. And like Akim Baba Ahmed put it, right? He said, the way these guys actually go about pushing and forcing their lies to try to make people believe them is so outstanding, like astounding that, you know, it's unbelievable. This is a guy that was also given an appointment to help continue to tell everybody that everything is fine because they are working hard. He saw through them, dropped his own resignation letter, and he's here giving us an idea of what you are dealing with. It doesn't seem like everybody is listening.
He had a handful of advisors that then had to fix a problem. They started looking for solutions because from day one, he pushed the country to the deep end. And we've never really recovered in a way. We keep seeing promises. And the difference between what President Tinubu's people say the country is, and the difference between that and what the country is today is miles apart. And you have to, as I've said somewhere else, you have to wonder whether we are living in the same Nigeria. I think that the issue is, should one have committed to working for a government that had at least the mandate of the people to fix things, and particularly in the northern part of the country? It's unbelievable, the levels of insecurity and poverty. It's unbelievable.
Is it worse than the Tinubu government met it?
It's worse than Buhari left it.
I mean, Buhari government, sorry.
It's worse.
Really? But the statistics and the data don't say it.
This is the thing with the statistics that the administration keeps reeling out. And you really wonder where they get the statistics from. You go to villages, go to Katsina, go to Zamfara, go to Niger State, go to Plateau, go to Benue, go to virtually all, in fact, literally, go to every part of Nigeria. More blood is shed now than it was maybe 2 years ago. And yet you see this kind of, these statistics that says, there are less killings, there are less violence. And you have to ask, do our leaders actually know how our people live? Do they know who's telling them all this? How do these statistics get acquired? Because if you want to really measure how people live, you don't do that by just some statistics that someone gives you. Do the president's people really tell him the state of the country? Does he know? Does he know the level of poverty? Does he know how many families, entire families
live
for that?
But the Tinubu personality that we know, this was the man who was governor of Lagos State and he was on the street himself. Is it more than...
Love repeating that, what do you call it? Love repeating that nonsense. This was a man that was governor. I mean, in fairness to him, right? He's a crook. He's a criminal, no doubt, right? Age is not on his side. He's sick, not well. So just like Bukwari, apart from him trying to want to possibly fulfill his lifetime dream, right? To say, man, I can be president now, and he's president. To him, that's enough. You see all this money, all these billions, all these trillions that you are hearing, right? And those who are taking advantage of that, right? they are willing and ready to do boy, massage Sego, make him feel royal and the rest of that while they make the country. I don't believe like all these guys who are looting Nigeria,